The sound of cardboard tearing shouldn't hurt, but it did. It echoed through the living room like the crack of something fragile breaking. Our life together, maybe. Maya stood in the doorway, arms crossed, a single suitcase at her feet. Her tone was calm, deliberate, almost rehearsed. "I'm moving out," she said, eyes flicking to the packed boxes by the couch. "But I'm keeping the apartment. My name's on the lease." For a moment I thought I misheard her. I laughed short, shaky. "You're keeping the apartment." She didn't blink. "Yeah. It's just easier this way." The walls seemed to close in, the air thick and stale. The apartment we had painted together. The one I furnished piece by piece while she scrolled through Pinterest. The couch where she'd fallen asleep in my lap, the kitchen we argued in, the window where we'd watched summer thunderstorms. All of it suddenly belonged to her, legally and emotionally. I felt my stomach knot, a quiet panic rising. "Maya, what's going on?" She hesitated, her gaze darting toward the hallway where her phone buzzed. She ignored it, but the way her jaw tightened told me everything. 3 months earlier, Maya had started a new job at a small architecture firm downtown. She'd been radiant, alive in a way she hadn't been for a while. I told her I was proud, and I was. But soon, late nights turned into overnight stays, team dinners into silent returns at 2 a.m. I didn't question it at first. You don't when you love someone. You trust, you rationalize, you tell yourself people change under stress. Except sometimes they change under someone else. That night, after she dropped the bomb, I sat in silence as she methodically stacked her belongings. Her clothes, her art supplies, the framed photo from our trip to Lisbon. When she reached for the record player, I found my voice again. "Can we at least talk about this?" I asked, my throat dry. She sighed. "We've been talking for months, Ethan. You just don't hear me." The record player's cord tangled in her fingers. She stared at it for a long moment, then added softly, "You've been comfortable, predictable. I need more." More. That word hit me like a shove to the chest. For 2 years I thought we were building something solid. Not flashy or perfect, but real. The kind of love that breathes and grows with time. Now, watching her tuck the photo of us into her bag, I realized she'd been planning this. Not the breakup itself, maybe, but the exit. The subtle retreat, the emotional packing long before the physical one. My mind raced through every odd moment. The second phone she used for work, the weekend retreat she wouldn't let me join, the faint cologne that wasn't mine when she hugged me last Sunday. I looked at her phone buzzing again on the counter. Name flashing, Caleb Work. I didn't need to ask who he was. But I did. Because denial is the final act of love. "Maya," I said quietly. "Is there someone else?" She froze. The silence between us was unbearable. Louder than shouting, sharper than any truth. Then she exhaled. "Ethan, it's not that simple." I laughed again, hollow and bitter. "It's never that simple when you're the one doing it." Her eyes flickered with guilt, but only for a moment. Then she hardened. "I didn't plan this. Caleb and he just understands me. The way you used to." Her words sliced cleanly through whatever was left of me. I spent the next hour watching her dismantle our life. Each object she claimed was a verdict. Hers, not ours. The books we read together. The throw blanket she always loved. Even the stupid ceramic mug I made her in pottery class. She wrapped it with care. I wanted to scream, beg, to ask her how she could look at me like a stranger in the home we'd built. But instead I whispered, "Keep it all." He paused mid-step. "Ethan." "No. Really," I said, voice trembling. "Keep everything. You've already taken the only thing that mattered." For the first time that night, she looked genuinely hurt. Or maybe she just didn't expect me to fight so quietly. She gathered her things, avoided my eyes, and left with a soft click of the door. That sound, the latch falling into place, was the loudest thing I've ever heard. 4 days after, the apartment felt haunted. Her scent lingered on the sheets, her laughter echoed faintly from the walls. I tried to hate her, but grief doesn't obey logic. It loops, replays, rewrites memories until even the pain feels sacred. Then a week later I got the email. Subject: Lease Renewal, Unit 7B. Attached was a form. Tenant 1, Maya Carter. Tenant 2, Caleb Rowe. My chest went cold. Not because of his name, but because the signature date was 2 weeks before she left. She hadn't moved out. She'd moved me out. The betrayal wasn't spontaneous. It was methodical, precise, signed and sealed while I was still believing in us. I went to the building office the next morning, still in last night's clothes. The manager looked up, startled. "Sir, I'm sorry," she said softly. "Maya came by last week with all the documents. She said you'd already agreed to move in with family." Family. That word twisted in my gut. She'd rewritten my life with a single lie. Outside, the sky was a flat, colorless gray. I stood on the curb, watching movers carry furniture into what used to be our home. I saw her through the window, smiling, directing boxes, Caleb beside her. His hand brushed her back casually, familiarly. She looked happy, and in that moment I felt something terrible. Relief. Because the illusion was over. The apartment wasn't mine, but neither was the life I'd been clinging to. That night I sat in my car across the street, headlights off, rain streaking the windshield. The glow from our window spilled onto the wet pavement. Inside, laughter. A clink of glasses. A shadow of two people dancing. Should have broken me. Maybe it did. But I stayed there watching until the lights dimmed and the world went still. Then quietly I turned the key, the engine hummed, and I drove away. Not toward home. Just away.